morning to all of you. I welcome all of you for this orientation program on sociology. Before going to discuss about sociology, let me introduce myself. I am Prof Ganesh Chinta. I am teaching sociology for the postgraduate students and also research scholars for the past 34 years in the Department of Sociology, Osmania University. And recently I have retired as the head department of sociology and also principal of a prestigious college, University College of Arts and Social Sciences, Osmania University. Apart from my academic and research life, my passion has been to train the students for civil services examination. I am training students for civil services examination mainly with sociology as an optional for the past 25 years. I was associated with different study circles in Hyderabad, and many of my students have got selection as IAS, IPS and IRS officers, and they are working in different parts of the country. And I have adopted a scientific methodology to train the students, to prepare the students for civil services examination so that they have to score very good marks both in sociology as well as general studies. So, and today I would like to focus on what is sociology and how sociology is relevant to the civil services mains examination, and how this particular subject will be helpful to score very good marks to get a good rank in civil services examination. Before going to discuss about the nature of the subject, I would like to clarify certain doubts which generally students raise whenever they would like to opt sociology as their optional, because this I have seen for the past 20 years. First of all, let me tell you that sociology is a very simple and very easy subject to understand. It is not that complicated subject like physical sciences and natural sciences. Right? Most of you might have studied engineering or science or commerce subjects, right? So that means a student with any kind of academic background can understand sociology. Then what is sociology? Sociology is basically the scientific study of human society. Sociology mainly focuses on the structure and functions of the society. Sociology is concerned with the various issues related to human society. Sociology is concerned with our day-to-day life. And sociology tries to analyze the changing trends across the globe. So simply, this is sociology. Sociology is not like a nuclear physics, right? Which is very difficult to understand. Sociology is about the society in which we are living. And I will discuss about the nature, scope and many other aspects related to sociology later. Then another important aspect is the content of sociology is very much related to the contemporary social events. Most of the events that take place across the globe, including Indian society, are very much related to sociology. Right? We talk about conflict in different societies, we talk about social movements, we talk about violence against women, we talk about child labor, right? We talk about abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. We talk about Khalistan movement in Punjab. So, most of the issues, right, which are happening around us, around the globe, around Indian society, are part of sociology. They are very much related to sociology. Then many students, they used to ask me, sir, whether sociology is a scoring subject or not. Definitely, I know most of you opt sociology not to become a sociologist like me, right? 100%, right? If you study political science, you opt political science not to become a political scientist, right? It is true. But what is your objective? Whether you can score more than 300 marks in that particular optional or not. You know, there are 500 marks for optional subject, right? 250 paper 1, 250 paper 2. So whether sociology as an optional subject is a scoring subject or not, that is the main question, right? So that means ultimately you have to score very good marks in sociology, right? Once you appear for civil services mains examination. With my 25 years of experience in training the students for civil services examination, many of my students have secured more than 300 marks in sociology. I'm not exaggerating. This is a fact. I can give you the names of the students who were successful and those who are now working as IAS, IPS and IRS officers. It is possible. It is possible. You can score around 150 to 160 marks in paper 1 and between 140 to 160, 170 in paper 2. It is possible with so much of conviction. And as an academician, as a subject expert, I can state that scoring more than 300 marks is possible with sociology as an optional. And you can ask me how? How? Yes, I have developed different methodologies to strengthen your subject knowledge. If the student opts sociology as an optional, I know how to strengthen his subject knowledge. So what's important? Capacity building of the student. Now you may not know ABCD of sociology, right? But by the end of 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, I try to make you to get in-depth knowledge in sociology through different methods like taking classes, discussion, conducting tests, evaluation, feedback. There are different methods to make the student successful. So this is one. I want to make it very clear that there is no need to have any kind of apprehension that whether sociology is a scoring subject or not. Then what kind of skills that are required to get to score good marks in sociology? Only thing is that in-depth subject knowledge. Second one, analytical skills. Let me tell you, as a subject expert, I would like to tell you, not only for sociology, even for general studies and essay writing, a student must have analytical skills while writing the answer. UPSC never asks a straightforward questions. It's not like an academic examination, though the question paper is set by the academicians, but the kind of questions which are asked in UPSC examination are altogether different. You must have subject knowledge, but you have to make use of that subject knowledge to analyze that particular topic. That's more important. So, analytical skills. So, how to develop these analytical skills? That is reading, attending classes, writing answers by applying your subject knowledge. For example, let me give you one topic that, say we have Karl Marx in sociology in paper 1, right? We discuss about Karl Marx. What are the academic contributions of Karl Marx? We discuss about Marxian theory of class struggle. We discuss Marxian theory of alienation. But they will not ask you a question. Earlier they used to ask, but now they will not ask you a question on Marxian thought or Marxian theory. But they ask you whether the Marxian theory of class struggle is relevant to the contemporary developing societies. So then if you have the knowledge about Karl Marx, then you can discuss to what extent Marx is relevant. For example, Marx always used to talk about exploitation. Marx always says that the basic nature of the capitalism is exploitation. Exploitation of the subject class by dominant class. That means under capitalism, the working class is always exploited by the capitalist class in order to gain more and more profits. So that is the basic nature of the capitalism which Marx said. Whether it is relevant or not. It's relevant or not. It's relevant. Can you say that there is no exploitation in a capitalist society? We can. But Marx said then how to eliminate this exploitation. Marx wanted a proletarian revolution to eliminate class exploitation. Marx wanted to establish a society, right, where there is no inequality, no exploitation, right, no injustice. So now the point is, Marx is true as far as exploitation is concerned. But whether Marxian proletarian revolution would occur in modern capitalism or not, then we can say it's difficult. I mean, the present capitalist society has not prepared, right, to launch a proletarian revolution against the capitalist system. So the present capitalism is totally different from the capitalism of Marxian days. To get my point. So like that, where Marx is relevant, where Marx is not relevant. So that kind of analysis you are supposed to make by understanding the Marxian theory. So like that, there are many topics. And if you are able to develop these analytical skills, these skills will be helpful not only for sociology, but also for general studies and also essay writing. Let me tell you that I have seen many bright students. Most of them, they had so much of knowledge. They are really a great intellectuals. They have lot of intelligence. But they could not score very good marks in essay writing. They have miserably failed in scoring very good marks. They have miserably failed to score very good marks in general studies. Then why? Here, to be successful in civil services examination, you need not be a highly intelligent student, you need not be a great intellectual. This is the first point. You need not be a great intellectual. An average student with common sense understanding, they will be successful. You need to work hard. You need to develop a critical thinking, a positive thinking. You need to write an answer with logical thinking. That's enough to score very good marks. Let me tell you, in my batch earlier, I used to have the students from IIT, the BTech from IIT, and also the students who have pursued their graduation through distance mode. They did not have formal education. Their qualification was BA through some open university. Just ordinary degree, right? You just imagine who was successful, IIT student or a BA with distance mode. Generally, IIT student is definitely a bright student, right? Right? It's true, no? I think you agree with me, right? Definitely, IIT student is a bright student, right? Intelligent student. Because he got seat in IIT means definitely he might have worked hard and he got seat. But let me tell you, a student with a BA degree through distance mode got selection for IAS. Some of them got IAS. Some of them have got IRS. If at all you have that kind of inhibition in your mind, you please remove it. You need not be an intellectual. You need not be highly intelligent. But you must have analytical skills. Cultivate such kind of analytical skills, which will be very much useful to score very good marks. Not only in sociology, but also general studies and also essay writing. Why? Because while discussing about sociology, I also train the students that which topics will be helpful for general studies, which topics will be helpful for essay writing, like that. Even if you look at the question papers, right, definitely 1 or 2 questions are related to social and economic issues, especially in essay writing. So then, of course, you need to have a strategic preparation. Strategic preparation is required. You will be successful not because of your intelligence, but mainly because of your strategic preparation. That's why always I tell that why an average student would be successful. Because they adopt an effective strategy, right, to score good marks. What is effective strategy? It's nothing but attending the class. Please, if at all you opt sociology, or for that matter even general studies, don't miss a single class, number 1. First of all, you must have the patience to listen. That's very, very, very important. అవునా కదా? మనుషులకు చాలా కష్టమైనటువంటిది ఏంటంటే లిజనింగ్ టు అదర్స్. ఐ థింక్ యు గాట్ మై పాయింట్, రైట్? లిజనింగ్ టు అదర్స్ ఫర్ 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour is very difficult. But that is very much required. You first try to listen to the classes, listen to the subject. Then, while attending the class, you please note down certain important points in the class. You note down important points. Then if at all you have any doubt, you please ask that doubt in the class itself. Maybe at the end of the class or after the class. But don't keep your doubt with you. Every day after his coaching, every day he used to come to this institute. Earlier I used to teach in that opposite building. Morning times, 7 to 8:30, I used to take class. Sharp before 8:30, he used to come and stand with a paper, writing some answer. He used to come with some answer. Sir, నాకు ఇది అర్థం కాలేదు సార్, ఇదేమో ఏం సార్ ఇది, కంపేరింగ్ మార్క్స్ విత్ వెబర్, విచ్ పాయింట్స్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు కవర్, యూ ప్లీజ్ టెల్ మీ సార్. I used to make him to sit and I used to tell what are the points he is supposed to cover to write a good answer. So like that, every day he used to come with some or the other doubt, and he scored more than 300 marks. Now he is an IRS, income tax. Actually, I think he was supposed to get IPS. Because of some technical reasons he did not get IPS. Then he got IRS, income tax. So my suggestion is that clarify your doubts, and especially to me, you ask 100 doubts, 1000 doubts, I am prepared to answer. That is my nature. I am habituated for the past 34 years. You ask your doubts, clarify your doubts. Then reading the handouts. Generally my lecture is not just delivering a lecture in the class and I never think that my job is finished. No. For every topic I have prepared a handout. This is a handout. For example, this is a handout on social stratification. So generally my handout is maybe for 5 pages, 10 pages, 15 pages, depending upon the nature of the topic. Once the class is over, this handout is given to the student, and most of the students were successful only by referring to these handouts, attending class, reading this handout. Then still, if you want to have a great insight into the subject, you need to read certain standard books, relevant books, which I will suggest. There are certain books, even which I also refer the same books, but still you can read those books to get a great insight, or much more greater insight into the subject. Then most importantly, writing practice. I have developed number of question papers, and I conduct the tests. Once the chapter is over, I give the question paper, which you need to write the answers, and take the feedback from me. I evaluate all those answer scripts, and I'll give very tough feedback. So writing tests should be a regular phenomena from the beginning to the end, right? Even after the completion of the coaching program, you have to write certain grand tests. I have developed 6 tests for paper 1 and another 6 tests for paper 2, which are very much useful for the students. So like that, this is a strategy, and preparing the notes of your own, which is very important. Of course, this handout is sufficient, but even by reading this handout, by reading textbook, you can write the points of your own. So like that, you have to build your capacity in a constructive way. So maybe what you are today is different, but maybe after 6 months altogether, you have to be a different person intellectually. You have to be different as far as your intellectual thinking is concerned. That will happen if you follow all these suggestions regularly. Okay. Then of course I follow a methodology. My teaching methodology is like regular teaching, discussion in the class, clarifying the doubts, and sometimes even dictating the important points which are very much relevant, because say paper 1 is more theoretical. So where you must know certain important points related to that particular theory. So generally I give those points in the class. Then handouts, which is very, very important. I told you, every day, for every topic, almost for all topics, I prepare the handouts, and invariably these handouts will be given to the students related to all the topics. This become a very big bunch, and that is sufficient for you to refer before the mains examination. Then I conduct the test unit wise. For every unit, I conduct the test, and you are supposed to write the answers, and I will evaluate those answer scripts, and through that I try to give the proper feedback to improve your subject knowledge. Every time you appear for a test, right, that will help you to improve your capacity, that will help you to improve your analytical skills. Then grand test, as I told you, after completion of the coaching program, grand tests will be conducted. That actually make you, it's nothing but ready for the examination. Now you are ready to jump into action. So this is very systematically building the capacity of the student and making the student we can say that they will become ready to appear for the examination. It's a step-by-step preparation where the capacity building takes place. Okay. So this is now let me briefly discuss about what is sociology now. I thought before discussing about the subject matter of sociology, I wanted to give you some tips, or I wanted to share some of my experiences with you since you are new to the subject. Right? What is sociology? I would like to discuss about the nature of sociology. If you look at the syllabus, right, related to sociology, civil services mains examination, there are two papers. Paper 1 is on fundamentals of sociology. Paper 2 is on Indian society, structure and change. Before going to discuss about the content of these papers, let me clarify that paper 1 is a theoretical subject. When I should say it is theoretical sociology. That means most of the topics, right, which you are going to study are theoretical in nature. Right? So if you are able to understand that theory, it's very easy to write the answers. And many times questions in paper 1 are straightforward. For example, in 23-22, now I am analyzing the answers to those questions that will be given to you through this, I think, YouTube channel. There are many questions which are very direct. For example, nature and scope of sociology. This is a topic, right? They have asked one question in 2022, delimit the scope of sociology in relation to other social sciences. So if you are able to understand what is the scope of sociology, simply you can write. Delimit means determine the scope of sociology. It's not that difficult. Similarly, a question was asked that scientific method. What is scientific method? and what are the advantages of scientific method in sociological research. Like that, some of the questions are direct questions where even there is no need to analyze anything. If you know the subject, you can write the answer straight away. But yes, there are certain application oriented questions where analytical skills are required. That I will discuss later. Then coming to what is sociology? To make you to understand what is sociology, sociology is the scientific study of human society. I said it's a very simple subject related to human society. The major concern of sociology is sociological analysis of the structure, functions, processes of the various types of societies in the world with a sociological perspective. You can see the second point. That means sociologists try to analyze the structure of the society. For example, take Indian society. Indian society have a particular structure. The structure includes many things. So analysis of the structure of the society and the functions of the society. What are the functions of that society? And processes. Processes are nothing but like in our day-to-day life, we cooperate with each other. That is called cooperation. We compete with each other. Right? So in this hall, every one of you are competitor to other student, right? You are competing. Competition is a process. Conflict is a process. Assimilation is a process. Like that, you can observe several social processes in our day-to-day life. So simply, what is sociology? Sociology is the scientific analysis of what? Structure, functions, processes of the various societies in the world with a sociological perspective. I'll tell you, basically, the main objective of sociology to understand social reality. But many times, what is visible in the society may not be realistic. So you need to understand the social reality. Understanding social reality is not that easy. One should adopt or one should have a particular perspective to understand the reality. And you need to adopt certain scientific procedure to understand social reality. For example, we talk about poverty. Poverty is an issue, right? So what are the main causes for poverty? Right? So understanding the causes for poverty are very important, and these causes for the poverty have been understood by the sociologists with different perspectives. For example, some sociologists say that lack of resources in a given society is the main reason for poverty. It is true. But for example, a critical theorist like Marx says, lack of resources is not the reason. Poverty is not because of the scarcity of resources, but it is because of exploitation. So this is another way of understanding poverty. You see what Marx says? There are abundant resources, but still there is poverty. Why? Because always the rich exploit the poor. He used the term called subject class and dominant class. He used certain sociological terminology. So in many capitalist societies, the dominant class always exploit the subject class, or the working class are being exploited by the dominant class. So that is the main reason for poverty. So you see here, there are two perspectives. So approaching the social reality from different perspectives. Reality is same, but how do you understand the reality is different. To get my point. So that is why in sociology, they try to understand the social reality with different perspectives. I will come to that point later. There are different perspectives. I'll discuss about that. But before that, I would like to give you one example. We have, especially for paper 2, we have Indological perspective, right? And feminist perspective or conflict perspective. There is a statement, a regular statement in Indian society that according to the religious scriptures of Hinduism, woman in Indian society is worshipped like a goddess. Women have all privileges on par with men. If you read any religious scripture, Ramayana, Mahabharata, all that, woman is like a goddess. Woman is always worshipped. Is it true? Is it true or not? What do you say? Woman is worshipped like a goddess. Right? Woman is respected. Right? Women have several privileges on par with men. What do you say? Do you agree with that? How many of you agree with that? Well, you are, since now you are in sociology class, you have to react. Woman is respected, right? Then why so much of violence against women? Why so much of crime against women? According to National Crime Records Bureau, every year the crime against women is increasing. Anything. Woman is exploited, woman is abducted, woman is raped, woman is murdered. Woman is always considered as a subordinate to men. Is it not reality? Reality or not? So, Indological perspective says that woman is respected. That is one perspective. Right? That is one perspective of understanding social reality of women. But feminist perspective says no. We need to understand the problems of women from the point of view of women. That is feminist perspective. Today, feminist perspective is one of the dominant perspective across the globe. See how you reach the social reality. So this is perspective. That's why I said, I used the term, all these are studied with a perspective. Then sociology also focuses on the analysis of social and economic problems that are persisting in a global society, including Indian society. That's what I said. So that means sociology is mainly concerned with the social problems across the globe. Because though society is well integrated, but there is so much of disorganization in the society because of various factors. Why disorganization? Why problems? That has to be understood. Right? For example, in Indian context, we discuss about poverty, unemployment, child labor, right? Then violence against women, crime, like there are many issues. So that means you just can't imagine a society where there are no problems, right? There are problems. Then sociology also studies the changing trends in the global society as well as Indian society. This is again very important because the founding fathers of sociology, they have very clearly, categorically stated that society is not static, it is dynamic. Did you get my point? Society is not static, right? Society always undergo change. For example, take Indian society. What in India today is totally different from what India was in 1947, right? So like that, you take any society, there is a gradual change in the society. So why change occurs? And what are those changing trends? We discuss about the changing trends in different areas of human life. For example, take family and marriage. The family system is undergoing change. Marriage system is undergoing change. Economy is undergoing change. Political system is undergoing change. So we discuss about all these changing trends. So this is the basic nature, right? There are many topics, but this is the basic nature of sociology. What is sociology means? Nothing but only these 5 points. Then